Heyo, and what is up, gang? Thank you for checking out Sledgehammer TV tonight. It's gonna be one of them shows. It's gonna be one of those shows, guys, because Monday Night Raw has just gone off the rails. This whole entire company has completely lost their minds, and we are gonna talk about it right here and right now on the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. My name is Nick Nightmare. Let's do it.
Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. "24 hours after being deemed unfit to finish a Hell in a Cell matchup, Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns are walking around Monday Night Raw just fine tonight. Nobody's all taped up. Nobody's even mildly out of breath. But you got Seth Rollins and Dolph Ziggler selling the effects to the cage to the max. And they weren't even booked in a Hell in a Cell match. And you want to tell me all is right? You want to say that tonight's show was good? If that is your opinion, turn around, shut this video off, and just walk away. I don't need to hear your ridiculous bullshit, because there is not one thing you can tell me that can justify this show. This show is essentially the same show we've been getting week after week on the build towards Hell in a Cell. Just chaos at the end of every show. We can't boo chaos, Mr. McMahon. We have to keep having the brawls, Mr. McMahon. That's working. It's not fucking working. You do it once, fine. You do it twice, all right, fine. But now it's just consistent garbage. Throwing shit at us because you have nothing else to do. That's what it might seem like to you guys. Oh, the WWE just doesn't know what to do with these guys, right? But that's not the case. This is why you come here. I'm about to open up your eyes to everything. What is the one thing you heard about the most tonight? More than anything else, more than the Universal Championship, more than WWE Evolution, more than the Super Showdown, all we had to talk about tonight was WWE's Crown Jewel show, right? First of all, there's only one crown jewel in professional wrestling, and that's the Crown Jewel Championship, which resides at House of Glory. Okay, anything else you want to call Crown Jewel that pertains to professional wrestling just doesn't even matter. Right, so now you are having another show in Saudi Arabia, so close to the one that you just had after WrestleMania. Barely 6 months have passed. It's going to take place a couple of weeks after WWE Evolution, which, if you ask me, is a smack in the face to every single woman on the roster. You're having this show to make up for the fact that you went to Arabia in the first place and fucked the women over, and now you're just going to do it again. Why? Why are all these things happening? Why is Roman Reigns still our champion? Why did we have Brock Lesnar come back? Why has the WWE sacrificed the main event of WrestleMania and sacrificed everything that happened at Hell in a Cell so that they can push and book and build towards these other shows that are happening outside of the United States that literally have zero meaning to what the weekly storyline is supposed to be progressing towards, and it's all because the money. It's all about the money, right? That's Vince's fucking motto, and that's what's happening here. I wish I was a fucking prince with millions of dollars to throw at Vince McMahon to say, hey, come to my fucking backyard, set up a ring, and book the show that I want you to show me. Go get fucking Steve Austin and make him risk his life and limb and paralyzation and get him in the ring for me, because I'm shelling out the cash. Let's ruin Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker's final match at WrestleMania by having them get involved again. Let's have Triple H and The Undertaker wrestle in my backyard because I have the money and I say so. And by the way, I don't want any women in my backyard too. Let's not forget, that's a very important rule. And by the way, I have all this money. Why don't you bring me back Brock Lesnar? I know he went away and he's going to go do his UFC thing, but go throw some fucking money at him. Get him back. I don't care what it does to your TV show. I want to see it. I got the money. I'm shelling out the bucks. That's what this fucking Crown Jewel show is. It is a personal show that is being written to appease the prince of a country or a nation of Saudi Arabia. And that's not fair. It's not fair to the story. It's not fair to the wrestlers who do this all fucking year long with the expectation that they are going to be rewarded, they are going to be pushed up the card when it is called for, not that they are going to be placed in meaningless, stagnant feuds to make a certain section of the world happy because they didn't get to see it yet. That's what you're seeing. Vince McMahon is the godfather, right? He's the pimp daddy, and the WWE is his whore. You give him enough money, he'll come down there and make Chad Gable the fucking champion if you want. Just give him enough money. He'll probably dig up the corpse of some of your favorite fucking WWE legends if you throw enough money at him at this point. At some point, you have to have some sort of a standing within yourself to say, you know what? We're making money. We have to stand for the integrity of my show. I spent my whole fucking life building this company on the backs of many, many wrestlers who gave their whole lives to this industry. Things like Mick Foley did that put his life at risk to do what he thought was best for a match that I booked for my company to get to the top of the professional wrestling world. I cannot step back right now and do damage to what I've done. I don't care how much money you're throwing at me right now. You're getting 200 plus billions and all this other shit we've been hearing all year. Fox News gave them money. USA Network's got money. They already got money from this Saudi Arabian deal the first time for the greatest Royal Rumble. They're printing cash all over the place. The stock is through the roof, just like Paul Heyman wanted to tell us tonight. Why did you need to take this money and do this show right now? WWE at the start of this wrestling year promised us less pay-per-views, and they have given us more than ever. We've had the greatest Royal Rumble added to the schedule. We have the Super Showdown. We have Evolution. And now we're going to have the Crown Jewel. Are you fucking kidding me? And then you look at tonight's show. And what was it about? It was about the Crown Jewel. Just like all of a sudden after WrestleMania didn't matter. It was all about the greatest Royal Rumble. And what did any of that really do for the company as a whole? As far as it pertains to storytelling. It stifled everything. It killed everything. It forced the WWE to make decisions they should not have made. Roman Reigns should have won that cage match against Brock Lesnar at the greatest Royal Rumble, but they fucked that up. And then we had to wait still. And now here we are again. Everything is getting ruined by these outside agendas. Why the hell is Sasha Banks being a manager to Bayley while she's wrestling Little Miss Sausage Factory Dana Brooke, and the Bella Twins are with Ronda Rousey to face the Riot Squad? If that doesn't scream political bullshit to you, I don't know what does. Sasha Banks and Bayley have been fighting the Riot Squad for the last 6 months. And the Bellas just come and swoop in, and now they don't have anything to do with them at all. I think the impact of everything that's been going on with Ronda Rousey right now is being made even more disgusting and harder to swallow by putting her with the Bella Twins. 2 girls that have been retired and doing their own thing for the last 2 years. 2 girls that have had multiple injuries that should not be allowing them to actually wrestle, especially in the case of Nikki Bella. Go Birdie B. Go sell your fucking underwear. Go watch your niece. Go take care of your family. Go fucking do yoga with goats. Why are you ruining wrestling? You had your time. Who wants to fucking see this? Except any 12-year-old virgin who's got a little hard-on and he's got his one pure little pubic hair that grew because he's seen Nikki Bella for the first time. Oh, she's so pretty, I'm gonna come in my pants. I don't need to see fucking beautiful women. I'm married to a beautiful woman. I can go to a fucking store and buy a fucking magazine. I can go online and go to Pornhub and see all the beautiful fucking women I want and all over myself, if that's what I want to do. That's not what I want to do when I'm watching wrestling. I want to see girls that can wrestle. This whole show is a fucking joke. There is nothing that happened that is positive at all. Oh, well, they brought back Ember Moon tonight, Nick. You're bitching that they don't use Ember Moon. Yeah, what did they do for Ember Moon? Ember Moon was a side piece. There was a side piece. They finally brought out Ember Moon. What was the point? To let everybody see Nia Jax again. The most worthless big woman in wrestling. Where has she been all these last few months? Nobody knows. But apparently she's getting awards for being a human being. Where's my fucking award for being a human being? What company's gonna make up some fucking phony bullshit PR award to give to me for giving you guys the honest to God truth and not being so blind to this bullshit? Hell in a Cell last night was great. Up until Raw got their hands on it. And finished out the night, leaving a bad taste in everybody's mouth, and tonight would begin the show the exact same way. You had to go into tonight knowing it was going to be bad. I had no expectations that I was going to feel any type of good. Everything's bigger in Texas, especially your disappointment and the level of failure. Braun Strowman added to a list of failures. The Undertaker coming back tonight to say what? What did he say? I'm bringing my brother back. We just fucking got rid of that big red retard. Now we gotta see him on TV again. 2 50-plus-year-old old men as a tag team with Shawn Michaels and Triple H. Another 50-plus tag team on the other side. Who's gonna win? What's at stake? The fucking chair in the old person's home? Who's gonna win the Golden Walker? Who gets the golden cane to assist their fucking replaced hips? And their replaced quads? And their reconstructed fucking necks? All for what? Roman Reigns comes out to start his fucking shit show tonight. All for him to say he wants Brock Lesnar. And then Braun Strowman comes out because he wants Brock Lesnar. And then Paul Heyman comes out because Brock Lesnar wants everybody. And then he announces this fucking crown jewel bullshit. And what do you think's gonna happen? What do you think is gonna happen? Do you think Roman Reigns is going to lose the title at this crown fucking jewel thing? That's another reason why Vince is so quick to go over there. They love him over there. It's a very pro-Roman universe in Saudi Arabia. Baron Corbin comes out and makes everything even fucking worse. He tells Braun and Roman, you ain't getting what you guys want. Braun Strowman tells everybody everything sucks. You suck, he sucks, I suck, Vince sucks. Why didn't he just keep going and tell the rest of the goddamn world the real truth? This company sucks, the writers suck, everything sucks, I'm leaving. That's what Braun Strowman should have did. But no. We get, instead, the brilliance of Constable Dickhead making himself a Universal Championship match against Roman Reigns because he thinks he's going to get the advantage because Roman got his ass kicked last night. Are you fucking serious? That just goes to show you how terribly the creative staff in the WWE has set this whole thing up. There is no other viable contenders for the Universal Championship outside of Brock Lesnar and Braun Strowman. So what are they going to do? They're going to have inconsequential, nonsensical, thrown together bullshit title matches to do what? To have the Shield come out and help their buddy, and the rest is fucking silence. Because that's what I heard. Nobody gave a shit. I certainly don't give a shit. I know you don't give a shit. If you gave a shit about any of this, then you would have already clicked away from this fucking video. Because the hammer is coming down tonight. Because it was absolutely unacceptable. And when the writing is on the wall and you see that every single maneuver is being calculated and manipulated so that Vince can line his fucking pockets like the $1 Million Man. Because everybody's got a price, right? Vince McMahon's got a price. They're taking advantage of it. And at some point he has to stop and look at what's best for business. The cash right now that you're fucking seemingly rolling in already, or the quality of your show, because eventually you're going to book your show to the point where nobody is going to fucking watch anymore. People are turning away in record numbers. You can't even count the number of polls that were run on social media tonight by notable podcasters that have an overwhelming majority of their people, instead of voting that the show was good or bad, is leaving the vote of I didn't watch. And I'm getting that in my comment sections as well. I don't watch the show. I come and I check out what you have to say. That is a temperature of where the show is at right now. If you're more interested in what I have to say, I want to say thank you for that, but what that just shows you how much is wrong in the world of the WWE. Why I can see all of these things and the majority of the world cannot. Maybe everybody's just really looking to get away and you turn off your fucking brains and watch this shit, but my brain functions all the time. I can't stop my brain from running. And when it watches wrestling, these are the things that I see. These are the mistakes that I see, and this is what is ruining everything. The root of all evil. That fucking $sign, and Vince's eyeballs are this big with them shining in the middle of them. And our show, our superstars, our women are all going to suffer because of it. Drew McIntyre defeats Dean Ambrose. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? This match was okay. Dean Ambrose worked the leg of the bigger man throughout the whole entire start of the match. We even seen Dean Ambrose execute a Texas Cloverleaf, which is something we don't really see nowadays, but very, very cerebral in doing so, and it made sense, and it was a good match. It was alright, but it was 10 minutes, and then it was over with a Claymore kick out of nowhere, because Dean Ambrose wants to be fucking crazy and go jumping off the ring post, completely missing Drew McIntyre as he swats him away to the outside. Looked to me like he bashed his head into the barricade, but then he comes running back into the ring, gets a Claymore for his troubles, and the match was over. What have we been seeing week after week? Ambrose and Rollins versus Ziggler and McIntyre, so this is, again, just more of the same. Backstage, you got Dolph Ziggler selling the neck injury. Oh, I was just in Hell in a Cell last night, he says. You weren't in the fucking Hell in a Cell, you idiot. You weren't booked in it. You took part in a crazy stunt off of it. But this whole thing was just so Baron Dickhead could come out and be like, hey, let's take over the whole Shield. Drew just beat Dean over there. I'm going to beat the champion later tonight, and why don't you try to challenge the Intercontinental Champion, Seth Rollins, and invoke your rematch clause. What a fucking genius idea. Let's invoke the rematch clause. So now that Seth Rollins defeats Dolph Ziggler tonight, why does Dolph Ziggler get another shot? The rematch clause is dead. What good is it? It's gone.
How are you going to justify everything moving forward? And the Intercontinental Championship is nestled safely in the arms of Roman and friends. Awful. We see the Bellas and Natty backstage. Hooray! Let's get excited! Let's get excited to see three. Let's be nice. Let's be nice. Let's be nice and just read the fucking report. They were approached by Ronda Rousey backstage. Why Ronda Rousey would be talking to the Bella Twins about anything other than maybe where they get their fucking hair and nails done, I don't understand. Especially with Natalya standing there. I'd much rather pick Natty's brain, if I'm being honest, than either one of the Bella Twins, unless I want to know the best vegan joint to get a fucking milkshake at. Or the best place to get drunk and drown your tears over your ex-boyfriend. Then I will talk to the fucking Bella Twins. Ronda Rousey wants to throw out an open challenge tonight. And I already know and called bullshit on the whole thing. The WWE has been throwing that open challenge shit out all year. There was the US Open Challenge, the Intercontinental Open Challenge. I'm sure they had some sort of a plan for it, a WWE title open challenge, right? We've been hearing it all fucking year long, and it never sticks. And when they do it, they execute it poorly, just like we seen tonight. You got these three goofballs telling Ronda Rousey that she could literally, you're the champ, just go out there and do what you want. You know, that's what the boys do. The boys just go out there and make the matches. You think the fucking general manager doesn't know that the fucking segment for tonight is to have the Intercontinental Champion have an open challenge? And by doing stuff like this, you make the show look even worse in reality, because you're making it come off as if you don't actually book the show, unless that's what's really happening. There is no script, and you're going minute by minute, because that's how it comes off on TV. That's what you want to look like? You want to look like a bunch of fucking clowns at a circus, scrambling to see who broke whose fucking leg and who's doing what to who tonight? Fucking garbage. All night long. Chad Gable. Glorious Gable. And the glorious Bobby Roode. The glorious ones. Right? Whatever the fuck you want to call them. Ready, willing, and glorious. Chad Gable versus Victor of the Ascension. Victor of the Ascension. There was nobody else on the roster they could have used. Nobody. They had to take one of the two men in the tag team that they have faced 3 times already, just showing us the same shit. And then what do we get at the end of this fucking 4-minute matchup? We get Connor coming into the ring and bumping Bobby Roode. What do you think's gonna happen next week? It doesn't take a fucking rocket science to tell you. A fucking stupid chimp from the zoo who eats his own shit can tell you what's gonna happen next week. Did you give a shit about this match? Seth Rollins arrives to the building. We got some new fucking girl in the back. I don't know who the hell she was. I don't know what her name was. Just some new robot they had manufactured from the company where they get these girls from. Send down bot number 478AB. That's who that was. 478AB, she's talking to Seth Rollins, telling him what happened, and that Constable Dickhead put him in a title match tonight. And he was just like, yeah, well, whatever, I'm going to do what I got to do. It didn't matter. It just wasted time. We all knew Seth Rollins was going to show up, and he showed up a lot sooner than I expected. But in the end, it was all for nothing. All he had to say was, oh, Baron Corbin needs to be reminded that this is still Monday Night Rollins, and then walked off. Is it, though? Is it Monday Night Rollins anymore? Is it Monday Night fucking Reigns every week? The Undertaker comes out, and now once again we have the weekly Legends segment where they come out and show everybody how to talk on the microphone. But what the Undertaker said in this instance, although very, very poignant and very gripping and compelling when he was talking about the Undertaker and how he sees the fear in his own friend's eyes, and he's got the black hat, and he's doing the whole nine. But the whole segment ended with him telling us that Kane is going to be in his corner to look over his shoulder and make sure Michaels don't do anything fucking stupid. And I now care even less about this match at the Super Showdown. Why don't we just pop in a tape from 1999 and watch this shit happen the first time? Sasha Banks, like we talked about, came out as Bayley's manager as she defeated Dana Brooke in a bullshit match that nobody cared about. Excuse me. Getting riled up, getting the frog in the throat because I'm screaming because of the WWE. Excuse me 1 second. You know, and it's fitting that I take this drink because I'm not going to be able to call them the Boston Connection unless I wet my whistle. I apologize for that, you guys. I'm sorry. The Authors of Pain are walking around backstage with Drake Maverick. Drake Maverick looks like a fucking idiot dressed like these two. Why they have to have matching outfits, I don't understand. Why can't he come out dressed like a manager? Or at least dressed differently. It looks ridiculous. He looks like a mascot more than a manager. And it's fucking garbage. The Authors of Pain come out and defeat Gregory James and Barrett Brown. Barrett Brown. Who came up with that piece of trash? Why are we doing this? 1 minute squash matches again. Why? Because they got a new manager? We didn't see this the first time when they did it as the Authors of Pain? Oh, what's so different? They're wearing green fucking pants instead of black? They look even more like Ninja fucking Turtles now. AOP win this one quickly with the Super Collider. Who gives a shit? Seth Rollins defeats Dolph Ziggler to retain the Intercontinental Championship. 9 minutes and 30 seconds. They were selling the whole match all night long tonight, the damage that they received from the bump in the Hell in a Cell. A Hell in a Cell they shouldn't have been involved in. They weren't in the Hell in a Cell. Just didn't really care. This is another match we've seen, what, 6, 7 times already this year, or this month. Doesn't matter. Rollins wins this one, gets the curb stomp. Where do we go from here with Dolph Ziggler? Dolph Ziggler continues to be a main event jobber. That's what he is. He moved from mid-card jobber to main event jobber. Sure, they gave him a run with the Intercontinental Championship, but that was only to drop it, and a few weeks later, back to Seth Rollins. That's what you call a jobber. Charlie Caruso, bot number 42, A7B, standing in the back with fucking Roman Reigns, saying the most asinine statement. She says, many people, I want to know who these fucking people are, by the way, who are considering Roman Reigns an underdog tonight, going in there against Constable Dickhead. Who are these many people? When was this poll taken from the start of the show to now for her to know how many people feel about tonight's matchup? How does she know this? She doesn't. It's just bullshit scripting by the WWE. Oh, now you're an underdog. Why? So that he can say the next line, I'm not going to be an underdog. I'm going to be the big dog. This is Monday Night Raw, ladies and gentlemen. Think I'm making this up? Save yourself the trouble. Don't even go back and watch it. Let's just finish this fucking review so we can all go to hell to sleep tonight. They had a very cool and very touching tribute video for Hispanic Heritage Month. Hispanic Heritage Month. We're not going to go with that. We're going to fix that because we're talking about Hispanic Heritage Month. I happen to be Hispanic, and I'm totally mad at myself for botching that, although it was very amusing. We're not talking about no munches right now. We're talking about the month. And it was cool to see Sasha Banks talking about how Eddie Guerrero was her influence. We've seen Andrade Cien Almas talk about how he's a third-generation superstar. Zelina Vega talking about Rey Mysterio. And it was just a very, very cool little tribute package that I really enjoyed. And I wish I didn't flub my intro of it. Then we get Ronda Rousey coming out to do this fucking open challenge, and she wants to take the mic and start giving credit to Alexa Bliss for competing at such a high level, and I want to ask her what match she was fighting in last night. Did somebody knock her in the back of the head and make her think that she was in a UFC match that she had a couple of years back? Because I don't know what the fuck she was talking about. Alexa Bliss was horrible last night. Her and her whole crew was fucking horrible last night, just like they were horrible tonight. Absolute trash bin material. Ronda Rousey's open challenge. We hear the music of Natalya Neidhart, and immediately I was almost intrigued. I was like, all right, this is an interesting road to be going down. But then what happens? You got Natty being dragged out there like a dead carcass by the Riot Squad. Ruby Riot, the Smurf blower Liv Morgan, and the Lady Strowman Viking woman, Sarah Logan. And now it all comes clear to me. They didn't even have to hit the ring before I knew how this segment was going to end up, with the Bellas coming out saving them. You got the Bellas backstage with Natty all night. It's all right there for you to figure out. If you didn't know it was coming and you were surprised, you're a fucking idiot. Sorry. You don't like it? Too bad. That's the bottom line. Braun Strowman goes to Baron Dickhead Corbin backstage, says that he knows and he hopes that he wins the match he has with Roman Reigns tonight because he sucks and he knows that he can kill him. Who's writing this? Elias wants to go into the ring. He's going to have a match with Bobby Lashley. They wanted to waste a good 10 minutes letting Elias play guitar. It was a very beautiful piece. I did get into it and I enjoyed it and I liked what he had to say, ripping the crowd about the Dallas Cowboys, doing the thing that he does every single week over and over, but I knew at least we were going to get a match. Unfortunately, this match was going to be against Bobby Lashley. And what I didn't take into account was Lio Rush. I almost purposely forgot about Lio Rush, and there was a very, very amusing exchange between Elias and Lio Rush. Lio came out and interrupted Elias as he was about to start his song and just went off about how he's here to represent Lashley and Lashley's his man and this and that. And then Elias was like, who the hell are you? I don't even know who you are. Whose kid is this? He said, I believe. Whose kid is this? It was a pretty entertaining segment, but it all comes out to Bobby Lashley and Lio Rush being paired together. Now, I have a little bit of a mixed emotion about this, because last week I told you guys Lio Rush is worth his weight in gold. And he came out this week and said he's 23 years old. He's 23 years of gold, or whatever the fuck he said. But he was talking at such a fast, rapid rate that I couldn't even keep up with the way this guy was talking on the mic. His charisma is way bigger than Bobby Lashley's muscles. So this pairing might work, but I'm not interested. There is nothing you could add to Bobby Lashley that is going to make me get on the Bobby Lashley train. Not even Lio Rush. Man of the hour, man with the power, whatever you want to call yourself. You're not doing yourself any favors by making yourself now a manager to Bobby Lashley, and then showing up everybody involved in the segment with all of his acrobatic maneuvers and his quick, agile flipping and dodging and keeping out of harm's way. Only to be lifted up by Bobby Lashley, who's such a fucking idiot, he almost dropped the kid on his head. Did you catch that? He wasn't supposed to go all the way back and do a sit-up to get to an upright position. The guy almost fucking dropped him. Because he's a fucking waste. Lio Rush barely weighs fucking 100 pounds. Soaking wet, I can put him on my shoulders with less fucking problems than Bobby Lashley could. The fuck is that? You don't know your own strength? You almost fucking paralyzed this kid. Awful. All for this fucking match to have Kevin Owens come out and all shenanigans, and Elias gets a win by disqualification because Lio Rush was the guy that made first contact. Does any of it matter?
Of course not. Alexa Bliss does a selfie promo with the other two idiots. Talking about how they're friends now. They're all still such great friends. All this leading to them having a tag team match. For some reason, Alexa Bliss is like, yeah, I'm not going to give a shit about losing the Women's Championship anymore. Fuck Ronda Rousey. I'm going to manage my girls as a tag team. What? What? Why not find an even worse way to fucking use Alexa Bliss? And this whole segment had nothing to do with Ember Moon. You were fooled. You were like, oh, Ember Moon's being asked to pick a tag team partner. Who's going to be her tag team partner? Maybe something that's actually going to be beneficial for Ember Moon? Silly fool! Nia Jax, returning from obscurity with her new fucking trophy for being a human being. Useless award that we have to hear about. That's why she was there, because we have to tell everybody she got an award for E. They don't give a shit about her wrestling ability because it's little to none. She comes in there tonight. This match was just fucking awful. Alicia Fox, her only reason for being in there is because she's a long, dangly, gangly, lanky fucking woman who looks terrible when she's being thrown around. Nia Jax can't even execute a Samoa drop. It looks horrible. And she gets the pin. Gets the win for her team. Ember Moon gets a win. She got to do the Eclipse. At least there was that. But this segment had nothing to do with Ember Moon. And she was the only one in the ring that should be the one being pushed. I'm so fired up tonight. I'm getting tripped up on all my words, you guys. Well, let's go down the list here. Here we go. And then this is it, leading to the main event. Roman Reigns defeats Baron Corbin to retain the Universal Championship. And the madness that ensued for that to happen was just fucking ridiculous. 15 minutes. Baron Corbin ends up restarting this match after he got himself disqualified. And I really didn't care. I was really checked out. And then by the time everybody started running out to do a repeat performance of everything we've been seeing, I had my face in my pillow on my couch screaming with all of my might because I just can't take it anymore. That is absolutely 100% true. As soon as the fucking Shield came down and McIntyre and Ziggler came down, I just took my pillow and tried to suffocate myself. That's how bad this show was. Didn't want to wake up my daughter, so I screamed with all my might right into the pillow. Absolutely fucking ridiculous. This show needs to burn in Hell in a Cell. There, I said it. Tomorrow night, SmackDown Live. We got Becky Lynch's championship coronation, which is probably going to end up being focused around Charlotte Flair. We're going to have a special guest on Miz TV, which is probably going to have something to do with the Bellas. And then we're going to have another match between Andrade Cien Almas and AJ Styles, which makes absolutely no sense. But with what happened at Hell in a Cell, you could bet your ass tomorrow night we are going to see Samoa Joe ruin that one before we're all said and done. And make sure you are here tomorrow night for the SmackDown Live review so that you can tell me whether or not I was right or wrong. Do not forget, you guys, I want to know what you thought about tonight's show. If you're still sitting around here listening to me scream my fucking lungs off and choke up a fucking kidney, then make sure you hit that subscribe button for me. We're trying to get to 1K as soon as humanly possible. We just hit that 800 mark. We are creeping and chipping away at that goal, and all it takes is an awesome fucking person like you who may not already be a member of the Sledgehammer Club, which is the best wrestling club on all of YouTube. It's full of the smartest, most respectful, and awesome, funny, and just awesome fucking people that can be part of a fan base that anybody could ever ask for. I love each and every one of you guys. And do not forget also to hit that like button. It's very important to make sure if you want us to gain
momentum you want us to be bigger, you leave that comment down there. It helps out. You hit that like button. It helps out. But even more than that, you got to share this video with each and every one of your wrestling buddies all over the wrestling world. Make sure that they come on over and get infected by the disease that is Sledgehammer TV, where we bring you the truth in our wrestling coverage. And as you can tell tonight, 40 minutes of no holding back, straight thrown punches. Punches that look way better than anything that fucking Roman Reigns can throw. What a shit show tonight was. Thank you guys as always for being here. Like I said, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you let me know what you're thinking down in the comments below, and I will get myself some rest tonight and gear up for tomorrow's SmackDown Live. And then Wednesday we got the Mae Young Classic, and then we are going to talk all about everything wrestling related all weekend long, as we are getting set to keep covering all this fucking bullshit that they keep throwing at us. We also got House of Glory coming up this weekend, you guys, so keep your eyes out for the House of Glory preview and prediction show for this weekend's Chapter 3 at the ECW Queens Boulevard home, the Elks Lodge, and I am going to be there. I hope to see some of you guys there too, and make sure you're here to check out everything we got going on this Saturday night from House of Glory. My name is Nick Nightmare. This is Thor the Sledgehammer, the official Sledgehammer of the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. My trusty companion, his tag team partner, the World Heavyweight Champion of all the microphones in all the world. He is Mr. Blue, the Snowball Microphone. We are so happy to be with you, and we cannot thank you enough for being here with us once again as we bring the hammer down on Monday Night Raw. And that is going to do it, and we are out of here. And we will see you next time right here on the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. Fire!